According to Save the Children, over 20,000 children are estimated to be lost, detained, buried under the rubble, or in mass graves. Israel has put almost 90% of the Gaza Strip under evacuation orders, while repeatedly targeting areas it had declared to be safe. Nearly the entire population has been displaced at least once. Almost the entire population is facing acute food insecurity. Israel restricts and obstructs access to humanitarian aid while Palestinian children starve. It has been nearly 8 months since the International Court of Justice, the world's highest court, determined it was plausible that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. And it has been 10 days since Israel launched a wide-scale military assault on the West Bank, inflicting further destruction and displacement on Palestinians living far from the Gaza Strip. For decades, beginning before last October, Palestinians have been subjected to a crushing criminal occupation. Palestinians too have the right to live in security and peace. And yet, here we are, still. Unimaginable civilian suffering is being normalized every day. But I ask you, try to imagine what it must be like to not be gathering here beside beautiful Lake Como, but to be a parent in Gaza. You've lost your home. And I don't just mean your house, but the photo albums, the well-worn armchair, your child's favorite blanket and first toy, everything that is familiar and comforting to you. You've moved your family again and again, so many times you've lost count. And yet, nowhere is safe. You've buried a child, another has lost a leg and half their weight. Your whole family is starving. You look toward the future and see a bleak horizon. No hospitals, no schools, not a single university still standing. Almost every neighborhood is wreckage and rubble and ruin. You spend your days waiting for meager food rations, for a ceasefire that never comes, for your turn to die. In the midst of a crisis, it can be difficult to see beyond it, but that is what this pivotal moment demands. Last year, the Washington Post columnist Karen Attiya wrote, "The last time millions of people were targeted and trapped based on their identity, the world said, never again." What is the world saying now? I ask you, would any Western population be expected to tolerate decades of occupation, oppression, and violence? Yet in Palestine, this injustice has been rationalized and allowed to go on in full view of the global community. Is the world saying that Israel's security is more important than anyone else's, and therefore nothing is off limits in its pursuit, that no level of Palestinian suffering is too high a price to pay? This devaluation of life must be called out what it is: anti-Palestinian racism. And if never again singles out some based on identity, then that promise has been broken. This failure cannot stand. The international community must ask and answer, what next? And then it must act. The bloodshed must stop, but that's not enough. We must blaze a better path, one wide enough for everyone to walk. And I call on our friends here in Europe to play a prominent active role, to weigh their responses to this conflict against long-espoused European values. For years, Europe has positioned itself as a champion of international law and human rights, earning a goodwill, respect, and soft power around the world. Yet, what is the global South supposed to think when they see the West stand up for the people of Ukraine while leaving innocent civilians in Gaza to unprecedented collective punishment? What are they to think when global leaders express outrage at airstrikes on foreign humanitarian workers, but not on the desperate Palestinians those same aid workers are trying to support? What are they to think when the ICJ's advisory opinion that Israel's occupation is illegal is ignored by some and dismissed by others, even as Gaza's displaced children are being bombed in tents or killed by Israeli bullets to the head. What conclusions are people to draw about who matters, who doesn't, and why? More than hypocritical, the double standard is dehumanizing. It is cruel. And if it isn't racist, I don't know what is.